Hey, everybody. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me or see me, or both. I'd like to know if you can do both. Takes a little while for the live stream to catch up. All right. Thank you, Jeremy. Katia, is Stephen coming today? Hi, Stephen. Let me get set up here and I'll get you hooked up. Okay. Give me a second. There you go. All right, Stephen, comment so that I can see that you've got your status. Hi, RD. Hi, Teresa. So Bennett, I said, hey. I gotta tell y'all something. Bennett made me a neck thing that you wear in the car, and I love it. Absolutely love it. I use it more than just in the car. When we travel, the truck's tight and it bounces me. So yeah, I love it. He did good. Thumbs up. Happy to see you too. There for a while, I thought it was gonna be like Mary Poppins. Hi, Robin. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Katia. I tell you, we got all kinds of people in here. We just do. Love it, love it, love it. It looks like I'm lagging just a tad bit to you guys. Okay, Katia, you gotta stop speaking that French now. I don't understand it. Of course, you can speak English. I don't understand that either. I'm just saying. Sometimes I have problems. Hi, Yvonne. I got chapped lips, guys. You can tell winter's coming. Air's dry. I could do with some humidity. All right, everybody, thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up on this so that we can build our algorithm. The better our algorithm, the better the commercials are. The more money we can make to pay for the classes. We pay for the website, StreamYard, the email. We pay for everything. And you all get all those goodies for free. He's got his little wrench there. Katia, check it out. That is awesome. Is there anybody else I got to give a wrench to today, Katia? It's going to be here? Pam? Like handing out wrenches. Awesome, RD. Well, I want you guys to know I've seen homework that's come in and all the pretty pictures y'all have sent me. And I have to say you all are doing great, okay? I know there's a little, bit of hiccuping along the way, but we'll work the kinks out. If the hurricanes stay away from me, we'll get all the kinks worked out. Hi, Carol. You're very welcome, Katia. It's no problem. I told you I'd take care of it. Awesome, Pam. We're on a ball today. Anybody got any questions? Any questions? I got answers if you got questions. I'm in a good mood today. Can you tell? Hi, Tasneem. Haven't seen you in an age. Awesome. You're here. We're going to start on a pattern, but it has a bit of history behind it. Okay. And let me get a link real quick. All right. Let's see. Where's it at? There we go. I'm going to post a link and I want you all to bookmark this. Okay. And what that is, it's a chart of all the colors for the different types of cancer that people get. Pam, make sure you post that in the group. And for this Star of Hope, we're working on it as just a Star of Hope for any type of cancer. Okay. Tell you all the history about it, everything. I know the lady personally. I've met her, and she's a beautiful person, absolutely beautiful. And she just is inspiring to anyone that is battling that disease. Hi, Anna. So we'll get into that in a little bit. Where do you send the homework? You send it to the online class at gmail.com. Pam will take care of the rest. Getting it to me, I will send back my thoughts and, inspiration and anything to help you along. And then if you want to post it in the group, you just tell Pam, I said post it in the group, and she'll post it in the group. So there you go. You're very welcome, Tracy. Any other questions before we get started? We got a few things we need to go over before we get started, but let me check. I don't know how many people are here. How many got in? Okay. Everybody give the channel a thumbs up underneath the video. That seriously help with our algorithm. All right. It's 3:03. I want to address first of all the schedule. Second of all, I gotta thank some people. Let me thank the people first for their donations, and then we'll get into everything that's going on. Okay. Pam Wesseling and Jolly Knitter and Ann Fairchild. I want to say thank you to all of you for your donations. They do help quite a bit. Okay. I, in fact, this last round of donations paid this year's dues on our StreamYard. So there you go. Every penny counts. All right. So we got that covered. The guest teacher, Bev Porter, was going to teach a class, and we had a drawing. We've got the 6 winners picked. Pam, I need you to list the 6 winners on the Facebook group. Hi, Desiree. And those are the winners for the kit. Now, Bev can't teach the class. the first hurricane got her. She just recently got her power back. Uh, According to what she told me, her house was hit with some trees, and she's got a lot of damage. It's taken a while to get insurance to adjust everything everywhere because there's so much damage from Florida all the way up to North Carolina, and North Carolina took the brunt of the blow, okay, for the first hurricane. Second hurricane that came through, Florida got it. And bottom line is nobody was spared of damage, okay? The first one we rode out because it was right there on the teeter line, and that was okay, but when the second one come through, we had to find a place to go, and it was like pulling teeth to get anywhere more than a night. And when you move something this big, it's difficult to move it one night at a time. There's a lot to setting up and breaking down. So we try not to do it. With the hurricane, we had to. We're finally in our winter spot, and we're not in our location we like. So right now, I'm not getting much sleep. I hear every truck goes down the highway and every car, and the baby buggy goes down the highway. I'm hearing it. That's how close I am. But it's you do what you have to do in situations like this. Bev apologizes for not being able to teach the classes. I told her, "Don't worry about that. Just as long as she's safe, that's what matters." All the tatters that we have heard from in North Carolina are safe and sound, okay? I don't know if there's any more in the North and South Carolina area or Tennessee area that was hit by the hurricane. Uh, I haven't heard. Teresa Orrin lets me know when we hear from somebody, and I say, "Great, one more prayer answered." So just keep them in your thoughts and prayers. They're having a difficult time. Where I'm at, I am not too far from the damage from the actual impact to land in Valdosta. And I'll be honest with you, I've been through tornado damage, and I've never seen the type of damage that I have seen here in Valdosta. And it gets worse as you go up the coastline and, well, up through the center of Georgia and out that way. And I am shocked at the amount of helpers and people that are here to help these folks that got hit. So keep the helpers in your thoughts and prayers, okay? Because they do need it. They're running 4 a.m. till dark every single day. And how do I know that? Because they're parked right here where I am. I have got anybody need light? I have about 7 light trucks that park here every night. We've got the tree cutters, things like that. But, um, the damage is unbelievable. I've never seen damage like this, and it's sad, the loss, but we're thankful for those that survived. So with that, let's get on into the fun stuff. We got the bad stuff out of the way, now it's time to do fun stuff. The fun stuff is the class schedule I sent out, okay? There is a reason behind that class schedule. We want to give military time to come home for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and they're usually sent home the week before, okay? So they have to have time to come home. The parents and family members have to have time to get things ready for 'em. So from here on out, a week before the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays, we will be shutting down for those holidays. When we shut down for Christmas, though, it follows the winter break, and we come back the first Tuesday after New Year's, okay? The classes start always the first week after Cat Days, unless something happens, okay? So, everything is flexible with the classes, so don't think we're trying to run a boat to a river and all this other stuff because 'cause we're not. The other thing is let's see, let me make sure I got everything. I'm checking the notes here. Okay, Katia sent her dates to me. I will post them for the days that she's gonna take off. Katia does shows and stuff like that with her tatting, so her dates to not teach are different than ours. Well, she's in Canada. Canada has holidays we don't have, we have holidays Canada doesn't have, so we have to work around it, okay? We have to negotiate the waters on that, and this is all new to both of us, so it's a learning curve, and we'll get it under control, alright? Now, next thing, I'm supposed to mention this, and I'm going to mention this. This will be the last time you hear from us this year, okay? Copyright law. Number 1, if it ain't yours, don't do it. Don't steal it, don't take it, don't play with it, don't change it. If you change a pattern or a document that's in someone else's name and you put it out in the public eye and claim it as yours, is theft. And if you think going to jail for theft is rough, try it with copyright. That's a federal offense in the United States. And if you violate copyright in the United States, it's $10,000 per occurrence. Yeah, the new laws came out. If you get caught twice, it is 10,000 for the 2 occurrences plus 1 year in jail, no questions asked. So I'm telling you, don't do it. What you do on your own personal pages, the things you print out from these classes, if you mark it up, color it 7 colors, I don't care. Don't put your name on it and say you did it, and don't sell it because you are violating copyright law. Our designers get paid pennies on a peanut for their books, okay? They may mark $29 a book, but the cost to print and publish is expensive. So they're not making much off their book. Every penny they make, they deserve. So do not ever, ever, ever take copyright and just go willy-nilly with it, okay? End of discussion. I said it. I did what George asked me. So we're gold. All right. Now let's get on to this class stuff. All right. Um, we had some questions about some things that students are having a difficult time understanding. All right. Now, one of the things that students are having a hard time with understanding is when to use a specific technique. Okay. Katia brought this up to me. She said she's had some students, they don't know when to use this or that. Well, in your patterns, there will be a legend. Most patterns have it. This one today does not have a legend to it. But when you get a pattern, you'll have up in the corner a legend, and it tells you which technique and the abbreviated code for it. If it's a reverse work, it's RW. If it's a thrown off ring or a thrown ring, it'll say TOR or TR. Um, things like that. And you'll have a legend that will tell you what these are. Now, I will tell you a designer that takes you step by step by step with her patterns, okay? Her name is Renelec, and she sells her patterns on Etsy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I have done many of her patterns. I will be honest with you, the first pattern I ever did, huge pattern, was one of Renelec's doilies. It was 36 inches across, okay? I did it in size 10 thread, but her instruction was so detailed I didn't have to ask questions, and that was 6 months into tatting. I was a baby then, but I did the pattern. I didn't have to go to Georgia and say, "How do I do this?" I could understand the instructions, okay? Now, when do you use a folded joint? Does anybody know when you're supposed to use, say, a folded joint? Show of hands. Anybody know? Tell me, when do you use a folded joint? This is very basic beginner stuff. Have I lost you? Y'all there? When the rings are facing inward, that's a good one. What about if they're facing outward? Do you have folded joins in there? Yes, Stephen, you're correct. At the end of a round. Are you saying at the end of the round, Tracy? Because if you are, you're right. There's 2 places, and I'm gonna take you in the down shot. I'm gonna show you where you run into the folded joints. Alright, Tracy, you're right. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yeah, no clue. Nope, you don't. Alright, let me go do the down shot. We'll get into this because I want y'all to be able to understand it. Alright, I've got all these little pretties out here on my desk. Now, first of all, I'm gonna get my notes back. Alright, this is a motif that has all the rings facing inward. It's upside down. All the rings are facing inward. Our chains are facing out, okay? Now, when I get to this last ring, I have to do the folded join in order to join the first ring to the last ring so that it doesn't twist the picot, alright? Then I do the chain. That's when you use a folded join. However, on a motif like this, the rings are on the outside, and you still will use a folded join. Why? Yes, you're correct, Tisney. Tasneem. Yeah, I can't get my tongue to work with my teeth at all today, I'm being honest. So, when you're working a motif like this and the rings are facing outward, this is very similar to the temperature catalog everybody was doing this year. And I think a lot of them still doing it. They got a lot of samples. I know Phyllis had one she showed me at oh my gosh, it was gorgeous. Um, but when you get to this last join right here, say we're joining these 2 together, these 2 rings, this is going to be a folded join because you can't join it without twisting that picot. There's a picot there, folks. It really is. It's very I used to call them itty bitty. Well, this is itty bitty, okay? So you would join these 2 rings together by using the folded joint. So, your instructions won't tell you that. No instruction on the earth is going to show you that and tell you that you need to use a folded joint. That is just common knowledge of practice in your tatting, okay? Now, this one is the same motif. The difference is I added real pretty picots up here, so I could have a little space, and I'm doing this one these are for a project, okay? And the thing of it is, I'm gonna have to do the folded join here as well. So, there you go. When it will tell you it needs a folded join. If you come at it this way and you try to join, it's not going to join because you have to grab your working thread. You grab the shuttle thread, you create a shuttle lock join, which in turn will create a knot, and you're not closing that ring if that knot is in it. See how this works together? Y'all understand that? Now, on this is my never-ending trim. I use this when we're traveling, okay? This is like the 4th one I've made, and it keeps my mind off what's going on around us, especially in traffic. I don't like traffic. Okay, long story short, I was in a bad wreck, okay? You're lucky I'm here. But this here is the never-ending trip. This is, Joelle Paulson's floret edging. The beautiful edging. It looks like flowers if you use a multicolored variegated thread up here and the green down here. It looks like flowers. I mean, just gorgeous. But I use this to show you. These you don't do a folded join on because the way the rings are positioned, okay? They're side by side, so you're not gonna do the folded join. They're not meeting in the middle, so to speak, okay? So, your piece will tell you when to use a folded joint. When you're going to use a split chain always comes after a split ring and a mock picot, always, because a split chain is a bridging chain. That's another term used for split chains, and that brings you from point A to point B. So if I wanted these to continue on and make it like the magic square, everybody's heard about the magic square. I would come off of this ring, this would be a split ring into a mock picot, okay? And if this was a chain, that would be a split chain, okay? That you will find when you're doing magic ring. You're taking a round from one section to the next section, okay? Doilies, round doilies are famous for split chains, split rings, and mock picots. There's just things it's gonna scream at you. If it could, it'd jump up and say, "Hey, dude," smack you on the face and say, "Hey, you gotta use me here," okay? But it don't. So your project will tell you which technique to use with practice. There's no instruction manual for it because with practice makes perfect, okay? You are not going to know everything about tatting. I got news for y'all. I have been tatting almost 20 years, and I still don't know half of it. So realize you're not gonna ever know it all. Georgia still learns today. Teresa Woods, I taught Teresa Woods a technique I like fell out the floor when she said I'd never seen that before. I was like, "Duh." Mind you, that woman's been tatting for 50 years or more. So realize you're not going to learn it all. There's no handy dandy do it all instruction manual to show you everything you need to know. It's not gonna happen. But what will happen with your practice is you're gonna know right off the bat what you need to do to solve the problem you're facing, and that comes with time and patience. Lots of thread and lots of Band-Aids. Just remember the Band-Aid, okay? Gotta have the Band-Aid. That's for the pokies that you do on your fingers. Alright? So, with that, we had a request. Let me put this stuff away. This goes in the work basket over here. This goes in my other work basket over here. Yeah, I gotta clean off after this. I had a lady write in and ask me, "How do you add thread in the middle of a project?" Well, it's real simple, okay? Now, I'm gonna use this project because 'cause that'll be easy enough because it's a ball and a thread. Yeah, there we go, ball and shuttle. There we go. I'm gonna do that right now, and I'm gonna make y'all think, so get ready, get your smelling salts out because most people don't do this, but I will to show you how to add thread in the middle of a project. Now you can add thread on a ring, okay? I advise you not. New Bear has a video out. It's great. I've added thread that way, but I'm gonna be honest with you, yank on that piece and it's coming out. Anybody with small babies, take care of it. You know how they tug on it? Well, when they tug on it, that's gonna work its way out of your ring. The rings are not a stable piece to be working with. If you put a knot in your ring to add more thread that would make it stable, then it's just gonna slide. So I do not advise doing it inside the ring. Alright? Now, here we go. Let me finish this one here. Alright. We're going to because we're on to a chain here. Come on. Get untangled. Just I think I'm gonna do the other one because I don't wanna have to fight with all that. It's just arguing with me, and I'm in no mood to argue today. This one, because 'cause we're going into a ring. Alright, so say that this is the end of my thread. Here's my scissors. Let me get my chopping tool here. I just cut that thread off. See that? I've still got my chain thread, white, sitting right there. This here is the ring thread. Oops, I've run out of thread. Now, how am I gonna add more thread right there? You see? Watch me. Now I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna get close, so if I get off screen, I'll catch it. I want you to see what I'm doing. You see this tail? It's over here. All right? This is the blue thread. This is the white thread. I'm gonna lay them down. How many of y'all know how to do a slip knot? My mama showed me how to do the slip knot the easy way years ago. That way you can adjust how long that tail piece is on your slip knot. You see, you don't end up with a big long thread. Let me do that again. Get off the screen. All right. She taught me this. Wrap it around your fingers, bring it up the back side and come across. Run it around that back thread and out the front. I'm off screen again. Jesus Christ. Let me zoom out. I don't do that. Y'all need to see this because this is the neatest thing since sliced cheese. A lot of people wrap their finger and yeah, I've run crochet hooks up my finger. Oops, I'm bleeding all over the place. Grab your thread, wrap it around, come across, go right through there. When you go through that, grab that thread and hold it. Now you're going to pull your knot in. That's all the threads you've got to have. You don't have this big long tail. Now, what are you going to do with it? You're going to put that tail right up through there. This is one of many ways to do this, okay? When you get it up there, choke it up towards your ring and pull that slip knot down. Grab the right thread. My fingers is getting in the way of everything else. Y'all have that problem? Make sure it doesn't twist, knot up, okay? You get it as close as you can before you tighten it down. All right, we're up there. Let me show you something. You see this tail, the short one we have, and this long piece that goes to the shuttle? Grab the two and pull till they pop, and you'll hear it pop. Once you hear it pop, it's locked in. You've added your thread. Then all you have to do is tack over your tails. And because you're going to do a chain, after you do these rings, this last ring, you hide one tail up in the ring, you hide the other tail in the chain. That makes sense? Everybody got it? Everybody got it? See, I can't see what y'all write when I'm looking in the down shot. It's the way my setup is. I'm waiting on a cable, in case you're wondering. So if y'all seen the menagerie stuff I got laying over here with wires, y'all be going nuts. I don't even know which one goes to what, to be honest. But anyway, back to that. Y'all get that? Tell me y'all got that, because we can redo it if you didn't. Put it in there. It's not gonna let me. You got it. Awesome. 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 So that's how you add thread. It's real simple. It's basic. I have done, and I when I'm working on a piece, I rather would run the thread up and pull it through the ring and give myself a longer tail and work more of the thread in because it doesn't leave this knot showing, okay, which is cool, okay? Y'all can do whatever you want. Like I said, there's no rules. You do what makes you feel good. On joints, it's the same thing. When you've got an up joint, do it throughout the project. Nobody will know. The consistency is what you want. You want everything to be consistent throughout. If you're doing front side, back side, keep doing it. If you're doing up joints, down joints, keep doing them. Do everything the way you normally do when you're tatting so it looks uniform. That's all. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. Okay? So, today's project, I just can't decide on which color to use. I really like this blue. I really like this blue. But today's project, we're going to read through it. And I want you guys, Mary Russ sent in uh, a pattern request on the motif Lenore English did. And it's the cancer awareness ribbon. We did that last year. It is up on the site under patterns. And I believe it's under wearables. Not sure. But peruse the patterns. We got a bunch of new patterns up, and Sue, bless her heart, she's trying to organize all that mess I created. But organic, I've got to get it up. So this year we're doing the Awareness Star of Hope. Now, Kathy Hodge did this pattern, created this pattern. And if you look at it, you will see this is the awareness ribbon. And when it's conjoined, it makes a heart. Okay? When it is finished, it's a star. And that's where it got its name, Star of Hope. Kathy had breast cancer. And once you've had cancer, if your cancer clear after 5 years, you're cancer clear, period. Okay? Well, with that cancer. It doesn't say that, cancer can't break out in another part of your body. Okay? Because it can. There are people that are prone to cancer, and there's people that aren't. Those that aren't, you're lucky, you're blessed. Those that are, my heart is with you. My mother died from colon cancer. Nobody in the family ever had colon cancer, but my mother had it. She dealt with melanoma all of her life. She dealt with melanoma, but my mom always in the sun without some kind of sunscreen or lotion or something to protect her body, and therefore that happens. Okay, but there's people that are out in the sun all the time that don't get sun cancer or skin cancer. You know, it's all in the genetics. The way I look at it, it's got to be through the genetics. All right. But she did this as she was suffering and going through treatments and stuff. She finished the pattern as she finished her treatment. And I think that is an awesome blessing because it occupied her time and it put her mind in a good place. And that's what I want this to do for you. If you've lost several loved ones, you can do each branch of this star in a different cancer awareness color. And you'll be able to see the cancer awareness ribbon really shine. Okay. And then you put it on your tree at Christmas. And you know the meaning behind it. So many people will compliment you when they see all your cancer awareness ribbon. And they say, "How in the world did you do that?" And you say, "I just did." Okay. So by saying that, that is why I posted, and Pam's going to put on the Facebook group the link to where you can get the cancer awareness ribbon. I'm going to repost that again for the late arrivals. And you all go there and it gives you the color of each ribbon. Now, this project, we're going to stretch it over this class and next class. All right. So, what I want you to do for homework today, because we're running a little short on time, is I'm going to show you how to start. There's some tricky parts in this pattern. Okay. For new tatters. For seasoned tatters, you're gonna know exactly what to do when you get to it. But for new tatters that may Be a little rough, and if you do get stuck, help is only an email away. All right? So, let's get started on it. We're gonna work on it as much as we can today, and then we're gonna continue it and finish it next week. All right? And I'm gonna do mine in this beautiful blue thread. Now, the first instructions, you want 2 shuttles. 1 shuttle gets 10 yards, shuttle 2 gets 8 yards. Now, Kathy measured her thread, and it was size 20 thread, okay? So, I would give it because everybody's tension is different, I would add at least a half a yard more on each side because everybody's tension is different, okay? Kathy's tension may be tight, and that's all it took. Your tension may be loose, and it takes more. So always add a little extra because you know what you can make out of what's left on your shuttle? A little butterfly. And then you send that butterfly along with your registration to join Palmetto's Tatting. That's your enrollment, and that's your dues. Doesn't cost you nothing to be in there either. So you can be a part of a tatting community without forking out 10 cents other than the supplies you use. All right? So all your extra thread on your shuttles have butterflies because they give those away at the state fair to introduce people to tatting, and they build on our tatting community that way. So, with that said, and we got all the goodies out of the way, let's get started. Now it says ring 1 is 2 picot 2 picot 2 picot 2 reverse work. Now ring 1 is way over here. Y'all see how tiny that ring is? It is really tiny, okay? So be mindful of your picots. Your joining picots are very, very small. Your decorative picots are a little bit longer. So what I would do is get 2 different picot gauges or mark dots on your fingers, say small and large, okay? But a small picot can be measured by the hook you use, okay? That's your join, your little join. Now, let's do that. As you see, I tied a knot in my thread. I'm gonna hide my ends. I'll snip them off later, but I tied a knot to join my 2 thread ends together. It's because one shuttle was wound and the other one wasn't. So I wound up both shuttles. See? And these shuttles are from Rita Richmond over at Shuttle by Design. She will make custom shuttles for you. Just give her a little time. She takes care of her aging mother. Okay. Now we're going to put in that first half of that double stitch, and we're going to put in a second half. And we've got our first stitch in. Now, because this has 2 double stitches, do we want to break this off in the middle of a picot, folks? Anybody know? Do we want to make this first picot super big, super small? What? Tell me. I'm feeling you out. I want to see what you know. Look at our picture. See our picture? See where they're joined? Look at that. This is where things can help you. When they give you all this information, it does help. But you see, they're joined together. Now, when you come up this other side here, on the other side of this, get it down here. When we get up here on this side, yeah, it's gonna join on this side to something. So it's wise to have joining picots, and those things are little bitty, okay? So we're gonna put in a joining picot. Here we go. Now, I don't measure picots, okay? And the reason I don't when I'm teaching, the picot gauge a lot. But I'm gonna show you how tiny that picot is. Can y'all see that? Itty, itty bitty. Now, I don't pull that picot in until I get the second half in. All right, and I'm still hiding those ends. See what I'm doing? I'm running that end right along with that cord. All right, now because I've got this extra thread, it's gonna make that picot a little wonky. So what I like to do is take my little hook, run it in my picot, do the little twisty bob, and it gets that picot out there so you can see it. Y'all see that? See, see, see. Got it, got it, got it. All right. So we're gonna put in another one. We wanna get at least 4 to 5 stitches with this thread work back and forth. The stitch we break off of, watch what I'm going to do. I'm gonna break it off now. I'm gonna fold that back on the second half in between the first and the second half, pull it down. That's got that locked in behind, and just pull it back there until we're done. Now we've got 2, and we've got another picot coming in. This is gonna be a decorative picot, so we wanna make it just a tad bit bigger, okay? And then put in 2 double stitches. Pull it closed. There's our decorative picot. Now, I need to scoot over Mia. Mia's down here, and she's in my way. I don't wanna run over her feet. I've done that before, and she yelped. I hurt my baby, and it just upsets me something. Now we want another little tiny picot here. All right. Now we've got our 3 picots, and they're all separated by 2, so we can close this ring. All right. Now you see how that thread's coming in the back of that ring? Let's pull it back out of our ring and close that ring. You notice I'm holding all that in my fingers. That is called pinch. You wanna hold everything in the pinch when you're closing the ring so it closes proper, okay? First thing. Second thing, you notice I did not break that picot off in the middle of the ring. It was the stitch before sorry, I didn't break this thread off in the middle of the picot. It's before the picot because you don't want it to come up. It'll give little fuzzies on the picot with time and use. Well, when you've got the 2 stitch deal going on, it's wise to start with continuous thread with it, not a thread that's been cut, but you could get by with it. And with me, I always tat up my piece, especially if it's a new pattern and it's something I'm trying on for size, okay? I will tat it up in leftover threads, okay, my sample threads. Then when I come back with the finished piece, it will be in the actual thread I want it in, okay? And I only do a segment just to get a feel of how that pattern is working. Now, our next step, got the first ring in. Next step is CA, okay? This is chain A, okay? And chain A is right here, and it's 2 picot 2. Now that picot is a decorative picot. Now let's get it in here so you can see. There's A. There you go. A is 2, a picot, and 2. Alright? And we're playing with small numbers. Again, we're gonna have a problem with that thread. It may pop through the center of that picot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the first 2 double stitches. We're going to put our picot in, do our first double stitch of the next set, and then the first half of the second double stitch. Watch. Let me get up here so you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'll open the shuttle up. Don't like dangling shuttles, right, Jeremy? Jeremy cracked a joke earlier. I know. He said, "We don't need no dangles." All right, there's the first half, second half, and that's our first double stitch. Yes, I'm doing front side, back side. I I tap mostly with front side, back side. It's hard for me to do traditional tatting, and if the pattern calls for it, it's like, "Oh my god, I do enough ripping out on it to float a battleship on." Alright, there's our second double stitch. Now let's put in our decorative picot. Now we got that first half of that stitch, we gotta grab that thread, and we're gonna put that picot in. There's our picot. Now we're gonna put in the second half. Wait, I'm backwards. Second half, double fold it over and grab that thread, pull it down. All right. Once we get it down, hold both threads, slide that picot over. Okay. Get our hook, little pokey heel, run it up there, and open that picot up. Don't be ashamed to open the picot. Make it stand up and be pretty like you want it to be, because that is the biggest part of making your tatting look delicate. Tatting without picots has a stiff look to it. Now I've just put in the first half of the second double stitch. I'm gonna fold that back across, and I'm gonna put in the last half. Alright? Now, we wanna pull it up tight and take our scissors and snip-a-roo. Get rid of that. Alright? We didn't snip our picot, it's still there. See? See? Now, we move on and we do the same thing, alright, for the next and Jerry likes dangles. I love it, guys. Alright, now, your next ring, the first join, okay? This ring here, let me get it up here under the camera. This ring here is gonna join to 1, and then 3's gonna come along and join on the other side, okay? Are we going to run into a folded joint? Before I go any further, I wanna know how many of you can pick it out if we're gonna run into it just by looking at the picture. Let me move stuff so you can look at the picture up close and be confident. All right? Tell me where you're gonna run into a folded joint at. Can y'all see it? It's in there, and that is where you're gonna mess up because it's round featured. Let me find that little round one if I have. Where did I put it in here? I put it back in its little baggie, didn't I? Oh, I'm bad. I'm bad. I'm bad. I got a whole bag of them. Okay, remember I said when 2 rings are side by side, what do you got? A folded join if the chains are on the outside. And guess what you've got sitting there? Okay, how many of you just got the aha moment? Did you get it? Yep, I knew you would. I knew you would. But you don't see it at first. You don't expect it. It'll creep up on you. Okay? So make sure you put in that folded join. That's where it would come in at. And I got news for you. The first time I did this pattern, oh gosh, I came out with it in 2015. We talked it through in class, and I did it, and I didn't catch the folded join, and I was, like, racking my brain, "Why won't this go together? Why is it twisting up?" Well, I was being blonde at the moment. By the way, I am naturally blonde. I'm a strawberry blonde. So, yeah, the shoe fits, and I didn't catch that it was a folded join. It hid itself on me. You got it, Katia, and that's why you gotta know your techniques and how to use them, okay? And what I want you all to do for homework is I want you to do 1 completed segment, because the only trick is the folded, okay? I want you to do the 1 segment. If you wanna complete the project, I'd love to see what you do, but I want everybody to do it, to put it on their tree this year, okay? Now, she Kathy put a s what do you call a ribbon on here, a gray ribbon, okay? You can get them in many colors, they're metal, alright? You can get them through Fire Mountain Gems, Shipwreck Beads, any place you buy beads, you can always find the cancer awareness ribbons, and most times they're white, just, you know, oddball colors. You wanna get defined on your color for the ribbon, you're probably gonna have to dig to China to get it, but my advice to you, if that's what you wanna do, is the ribbon in the color, you're gonna have to hunt for it. If you don't mind doing the tatted ribbon in the color and doing this little dangle she's got down here as a heart, that will give it total meaning, especially if you've lost family members and loved ones to cancer and you did each one in a different color for that cancer, and then you put a heart that says, "They're still in your heart years later," and you know the meaning behind it, and this will be a cherished heirloom that will go down the family tree. So, let me switch back up because 'cause we'll pick up where we left off today, but I wanna see if y'all can do that first segment, uh, by yourself, okay? And yeah, I do not want to run over you. She's getting clingy. She's very clingy, okay? Um, but I want all of you to try it, okay? And remember those we've lost. If you haven't lost anyone to cancer, put whatever color is your favorite and put it on your tree. It's a star, alright? And it is a beautiful piece when it's tatted up. I actually tatted mine up in the same thread as Kathy used, and I don't remember what color thread. It's Elizabeth, and I don't remember the color. She told in class what it was, but Handy Hands got it. And, I did it because I wanted it to look like hers so that I could see that the sample I did was right. Like I said, that folded join just threw me for a loop because I wasn't expecting that, and that's the neat little thing about the techniques that we've learned is you don't expect them to happen, and they do. So, any questions? Do we have any questions? Now, for those students that are having a difficult time because I am trying to get a beginner on board. She lives in Israel. What all's going on in Israel, it's hard for her to teach right now. Once things settle down, she'll be able to. Um, her family lives there, and her father keeps sending her here to the state protection, and she keeps going. So what can I say? But she will be a good beginner teacher. Once she's on board, then we can do I will be doing intermediate advanced work, and she'll be doing the beginner work. I like that it be separated into the 2 categories because that's the way it was when Georgia taught, and you learn the beginner stuff before you hit Georgia's class, and then you went to Georgia's class, it's like, "Oh my gosh, they took the training wheels off. What do I do now?" And then you learn real fast. So, any questions from you guys? Good night, Mary. Sweet dreams. Mary is the one, I do believe, that does the timestamps on. So anything at all, I'm ready. But if y'all find you're having difficulty, you know, some free time, just one-on-one, I do one-on-one lessons. I can give you an hour, can't give you a whole day because I do run a business. And you have a husband, he's a child. See my shirt? It's raising my husband. It's tiresome. No, exhausting. That's what it says. Thank you, Katia. I thought she was. I had a brain fart there for a second. I know, sweetie. You do the best you can do when you can do it, and I don't ask for any more. Oh, and I had one that I wore to Tat Days. This is I don't need Google. My husband knows everything, and all the guys that were at Tat Days, they said they needed one. Their wife said, "No, you don't." Yes, we definitely do. So, with that, if there's no questions, if you all need any one-on-one help, just let us know. And I'll do one-on-one. I don't know if Tia or Sue, I don't speak for them, but I do one-on-one help. Say I can give you an hour, and it would be an hour at your convenience. I don't do night hours. My cutoff time is unless you do it when I'm asleep, it's about 10 o'clock. I have medication I take, and it's dawn. Aw, thank you, Robin. Is that a new baby I see? Did you get you a new baby? Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Exactly. If y'all need one-on-one with Katia, you gotta ask for it. I mean, we don't do that. Anna, what you doing? Are you doing something special, Anna? Let me know. Let me know. Anyway, I think we got everything covered, folks. Now I'm parked. Um, we're gonna be here for a while. When we got here, the battery went out on this, and we got to get new lithiums. Things ain't cheap. And here it is at the end of the year and holidays. Yeah, we put that on the back burner. We'll just stay plugged up. So, yeah, my crystal ball's broken. You're welcome. I know she's done a lot with you, Mary. Now you just got to learn how to do shuttle. All right, Anna. Thank you. All right, ladies. I am off of here. Jeremy, thank you for the comedy. I really enjoy it. He is so fun. I have to say, he is a blast. Maybe she wants to send you her homework. Does she know you don't take the email? Homework goes to Pam. Pam sends it to me or Katia. It depends on who your teacher is. Sends it to you if it's Sue. Yeah, they just have to pick the time that they are willing to attempt it, Katia. But once she goes to shuttle, she will always use the needle. Trust me. Anybody that learns needle first and then goes to shuttle, they always go back to the needle because a specific technique looks better on needle than it does shuttle, and vice versa. That's why we say learn both tools. Your hands will learn it in due time. When they're ready, they'll just grab it. Well, I don't know. That's a discussion you're gonna have to talk to RD about. Alright, I'm gonna call it a day and get busy. I gotta cook supper and all that stuff. Thank you, Mary. Mwah. I do appreciate what you do for the classes. I do appreciate what everybody does for the classes. Without all the little helpers, it wouldn't be what it is, and this is what Georgia. True. Well, I got news for you, Katia. I will unwind an entire shuttle to do a Josephine chain on needle because I just love the look needle gives. I do not like the look that it gives with the shuttle. I'm funny that way. So I will go to the extra extreme to get the look in a pattern, especially if I'm working on something for a gift. I'll jump through fiery hoops to make sure it's right. You have a good day too, Tracy, and I'll see you next week. All right, Katia. All right, folks, I'm gone. Y'all have a wonderful day, and may all your threads be beautiful. Chatting, everyone. Bye bye.